Store management is a management method for project-type works in sales, development, and support. The Kanban system is applied, and you will write down your tasks on the cards and post them. It starts from visualization of work, and then enhances the management level by implementing leveling, one-piece flow, and total volume control to pursue a higher output. This video introduces the store management method for leveling. For the term store used in store management, literally imagine an ordinary shop. It originally comes from the parts store used in the Kanban system in manufacturing. Since the Kanban system is a production control method which was developed with a supermarket as a clue, many terms related to stores are used. Instead of displaying products on the store shelves, work task is displayed, and later taken from the shelf as needed, and placed back when the task has been completed. Since a task cannot be practically placed, a task card describing the work detail is placed instead. In a store management for a project, task cards will be made in the beginning based on the WBS, the work breakdown structure. On the task card, write down the work details, output, delivery date, estimated man hours, and other data. Then, prepare a store management board to post the task cards. This store management board shown here is to visualize whether a staff's tasks are scheduled, in process, or have been completed. Fill in the task card and post it to this week's schedule column. In the morning, move the card to today's column. Transfer the card to the in-process column once the work has been started. By doing this, others can understand at a glance who is in charge of which work on the task card, and what the current progress is. Posting everyone's task cards on the store management board will make it easy to check how much workload each staff is assuming. This store management board shown here visualizes the uneven workload imposed on different staff. To check the workload unevenness over time, a different type of store management board needs to be prepared. There are various store management styles according to the purpose and what needs to be visualized. Leveling is a method to balance and level out the gap in work capability and load. Areas with high workload will be transferred to areas with low workload by breaking up the high workload. This is called leveling. Likewise, balancing the workload imposed on each person is also part of leveling. Why does unevenness happen? Let us think about its mechanism. Process requirement for a work task varies from time to time. Depending on the work progress stage and delay or advancement of a process, the level of process requirement changes. This is the unevenness over time. Now, let us apply this to human resources. Due to different strength, weakness, education and career, certain skills concentrate on a limited group of people. This is the unevenness of human skills. In the same manner, unevenness of workload occurs when high workload is imposed on certain people due to different duties in charge, and problems or changes made. This is the uneven workload distribution. To eliminate this unevenness, work assignment status must be clarified. This store management for each person in charge enables to visualize which daily duty is assigned to who. Write down the tasks on the task cards and assign them to an appropriate staff based on the work allocation map. Person in charge of tasks that require collaborative work will be adjusted in the morning assembly. When a workload is uneven, it will be leveled out by making adjustments in the morning assembly. In order to appropriately assign a work capability of each staff must be well understood. To find this out, staff capability will be investigated through assessment. Assessment results will not just be used to evaluate the capability, but also to compile a career plan with a clear skills development orientation. Capability which needs to be enhanced continuously must also be defined clearly. Each staff's capability will be visualized on the skill map by relating it with the required development work. Visualize the entire team's capability distribution, unevenness, and excess or shortage, and take measures to correct them. Use the skill map to identify capabilities and human resources that need to be enhanced, and carry out necessary training. Trainers will also be visualized to clearly define their responsibility and to make sure training will not be provided late. For works in which the person in charge is divided by product and theme, each staff builds his or her own style, which becomes the major cause to inhibit mutual cooperation while creating unevenness. To prevent this, implement the pair work system. Pair work system eliminates uneven workload distribution. This kind of structural improvement must be made in line with the store management. To reduce uneven workload, write down the tasks of each staff on the task cards and post them to the store management board classified by the person in charge. Post the cards by classifying them into this week's and today's schedule. This enables to find out how much workload is imposed to which staff. When the work process time differs and the level of workload cannot be figured out, increase the number of cards in proportion to the required process time. Start by reducing the unevenness of workload of today's work. Discuss with other peers to adjust the workload distribution. If there are restrictions due to different skills, plan out a skill-up training. When there are not enough task cards to make an adjustment, make an overall adjustment of the entire week. When there is unevenness on other days within the week, try to adjust that too. Writing down your own tasks and showing it to others help reduce unevenness of workload. To reduce daily workload unevenness, use a calendar. In the Kanban system, this calendar is called the dispatching board. Post the task cards to the calendar. Transfer cards from busy days to an earlier non-busy day to eliminate unevenness of workload. Due to setups and required information, some tasks cannot be carried out in advance. However, enabling this will help improve the workload unevenness on certain days. By gathering data of task cards that have been completed in a store management, various information can be attained. For example, you can get to know a project team's labor productivity. First, classify the task cards into network and incidental work. Add the total scheduled hours for network. Divide the total scheduled hours by the total labor hours spent in order to calculate the labor productivity. Labor productivity serves as an index to evaluate the changes in a team's productivity. This is simply a relative index, therefore cannot be used as an absolute index to evaluate the difference of productivity among teams. The point here is to use the scheduled work hours for calculation. The scheduled work hours are used as an alternative characteristic of the output value of a certain task. Scheduled work hours are estimated based on the standard estimation method of the team.